Get ready for a quick quest guide for the Meet and Greet quest, in which the main rewards for completing are 8,000 cooking experience, access to Emelio's Kebab shop, and 1 quest point. You'll need to have completed the Children of the Sun quest in order to take this one on, and skill-wise there are no hard requirements. This being said, you'll need to defeat a level 113 Dire Alpha Wolf who spawns minions, as well as a level 193 Minotaur who attacks with both melee and magic. This Minotaur is weakest to slash and stab weapons, has a decent magic defense and a high range defense. Because of this, having level 43 prayer is really helpful in making the fights go a lot smoother, and it is officially recommended that you have level 60 combat. While there are no items required to complete this quest, there's quite a bit that I would recommend. This includes combat equipment for the mini-boss and main boss fight, including armor and a weapon, as well as runes if you're using magic. To help with the fight, you'll also want some high healing food, a couple of prayer potions, and a combat boosting potion. For example, a divine super combat potion if using melee. You will also want to bring along 1 to 2 stamina potions to help with the running around. Then when it comes to teleports, you'll want 2 to Civitas Fortis, provided that you've completed the Twilight's Promise quest. And if your hero status at the Colosseum, also bring along a charged ring of dueling for Colosseum teleports. Now you can begin this quest at the food shop just outside of the main city area's southeastern gate. To begin, talk to Emelio and go through the chat, whereby you'll then want to select yes to officially begin the quest before continuing through the rest of the chat. Now you'll need to go to the bazaar, either by using a Civitas Fortis teleport and running a little bit south, or alternatively by traveling northwest from Emelio's place. Once here, locate the spice merchant around the southeastern area of the bazaar and talk to them. Start by saying, "I'm here about a missing delivery," before then continuing through the chat. After a box code appears, click 2, 5, 4, and 6 and then press the bottom right arrow button to unlock the box before continuing through the dialogue. Next, you'll need to run west all the way out of the city gates and continue until you see a buffalo farm. Go north and head into the farmhouse before chatting to Alba inside and going through the dialogue. Next, exit out of the farm and run further west to the dungeon sign, popping on protect from melee if you have access to it as you get close, because it's surrounded by aggressive level 88 direwolves. Get ready for the first mini-boss fight by taking a sip of your combat boosting potion, and then enter into the wolf den. Here the fight with the dire wolf alpha will begin. The wolf attacks with melee, but will periodically spawn level 72 minions that attack with accurate ranged attacks, although these only have a max hit of 3. If the minions are causing you grief, then you can kill them pretty easily as they only have 10 hit points, but if they aren't, then I would just focus on the main dire wolf alpha, as its minions will run off once the wolf is defeated. After defeating the dire wolf alpha, exit out of the cave and run east all the way back to Alba before talking to her and going through the chat. Now we need to return to Emelio, either by running southeast from Alba's house, by using a Civitas Fortis teleport and running southeast, or if you've achieved hero glory at the Colosseum, then by using your ring of dueling to teleport to the Colosseum and running from there. After arriving, talk to Emelio and go through the chat with him. Then just outside of his house you'll find Vincenz, Renata and Lucas. Talk to each of them and spacebar through the chats. After this is complete, ensure that you have 2 free inventory spaces available and talk to Emelio in his house once again. Start the chat by saying, "I think so," and then choose to adjust meat before selecting 4 to set it to 4 portions. Afterwards, select to adjust salad before selecting 2 to set it to 2 portions. Then select adjust sauce before setting the sauce to be 3 portions. And finally say, "I think that's perfect," before finishing off the conversation with, "Sounds good to me." You'll then be handed a test kebab. Use the test kebab on either Vincenz, Renata or Lucas outside and continue through the dialogue with them, where they'll say it's great. Then talk to Emelio once again and go through the chat to receive 2 more test kebabs. Test kebabs in hand, make your way to the Colosseum, either by running north into the main city and then going east, or alternatively by using your ring of dueling to teleport to the Colosseum if you've unlocked this teleport. Once you're inside the Colosseum, run southeast to the most southern central room where you'll find a woman named Layla. Make sure you're ready for a boss fight with the Minotaur and then talk to Layla, who will eat 1 kebab and tell you to market them by fighting the Minotaur. You know, Valamore things. At the end of the chat, say, I think so, to continue to the boss fight. After a short cutscene where you eat a kebab and the Minotaur thinks you're eating his people, the fight will begin. Here the Minotaur will attack with melee, however it'll also have 2 special attacks. If it says a short move with an exclamation mark, then its next attack will be a magic attack. So you'll want to change your prayer to protect from magic for 1 attack before flicking back to protect from melee. If the Minotaur lets out a longer moo, also with an exclamation mark, then it will continue attacking as usual, but its attacks will become faster. It's also worth noting that the Minotaur has a max hit of 14. Keep your prayer points high, continue prayer flicking the magic attacks, and eat if needed. Once you defeat the Minotaur, you'll be transported back to Layla. Go through the chat with her and then run northwest and exit out of the Colosseum. Once you're back on the surface, simply run west and then south back to Emelio and talk to him. After going through the chat, bam, quest complete. You'll be awarded 8,000 cooking experience, access to Emelio's kebab shop, and 1 quest point. These kebabs cost 2 GP each and have a kind of random healing effect depending on luck and your hit points level. While a little odd, overall they're still a decent healing option, especially for Iron Men. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next quest.